Well, Zimbabwe will hold its first by-elections in a year on March 26th. This is to fill 133 vacancies. Now, at stake are 28 parliamentary seats and 105 council seats as a result of recalls, deaths and dismissals. Under the cover of COVID-19 regulations, electoral operations were banned in March 2020. Chamisa and Tendai Biti have created a new party called Citizens Coalition for Change after the battle for the soul of the movement for democratic change ended in a brutal court battle. The massive turnout for the party's launch sent shockwaves through Zanu-PF's ranks, who responded with physical attacks against the newcomers. Today, the CCC will host a rally in Bulawayo, and to tell us more, we are joined by the party's national spokesperson, Fadzayi Mahere. Very good morning to you, Fadzayi. Thank you so much for your time. It's a rally that is happening. The police have given you the green light, but are you certain that it will be safe and secure?
Well, we're obviously looking forward to coming to Bulawayo with the by-election campaign launch. If anything, if the past and the couple of rallies we've had in the last 2 weeks are anything to go by, there are going to be tens of thousands of citizens who are, keen to hear the new. This is a brand new movement that was established on the 24th of January 2002. So there is a lot of energy and excitement. I was traveling around Bulawayo yesterday and people are excited. Obviously, the regime is running scared. They're in panic mode. Just last week when we were in Kwekwe, they murdered one of the citizens who was in attendance at one of our rallies, using stones, using machetes. A number of people were injured and hospitalized. The day before that in Gokwe, which is also in the Midlands province, there was heavy police brutality when they unleashed dogs onto our supporters. They used baton sticks, they used tear smoke. But the citizens remain defiant. Obviously, because of what's transpired over the last couple of weeks, we are taking extra measures to ensure the safety and security of our attendees. But we are certainly not, going back on our commitment to win Zimbabwe for change on behalf of the citizens of Zimbabwe.
Let's talk about those attendees. I mean, you mentioned the fact that they are defiantly looking to still come out and support CCC in this, but as you mentioned, what happened in Kwekwe, what happened in Gokwe were horrific incidences. How are you going to ensure that security is top-notch and that, these incidents don't happen again?
I think one of the key factors is constitutionally it's the responsibility of the Zimbabwe Republic Police to serve and protect. It was very discouraging last week when the police were there and basically looked on as these brutal attacks took place. As it stands, we are not satisfied with the level of intensity of the investigations into the death of Mboneni Ncube, his murder. But that said, as a party, we are taking our own security measures, ensuring that there are checks at the entrance of the stadium. We are, being doubly secure about what can be brought in. No sharp objects, no weaponry, no, anything that can be used to harm another citizen. Obviously, we have time and again said to the citizens that we are a movement that believes in non-violence. We have urged calm on the part of our citizens. We just want to have a really good day where we inspire hope and a thirst for change. We're not going to allow the criminal elements of Zanu-PF to dampen the mood of the yellow movement. We just want to paint Bulawayo, Matabele, North, Matabele, South, yellow with hope, preach our message that, we all must come together to ensure that we install ethical leadership that puts the citizens first. We choose courage in the face of this increasing repression. We choose to stand up because the Constitution does guarantee the right for us to gather, to assemble, to express ourselves freely, to exercise our political rights. So based on that constitutional entitlement, we are going to ensure that our members are peaceful and we don't allow those who choose not to be peaceful to come into the venue.
I mean, you speak of Zanu-PF running scared. We heard Vice President Constantino Chimenga not so long ago in February saying that they're going to crush CCC like lice, which I think was quite intense, really, to liken the entire party like lice. What do you make of Zanu-PF's reaction? And, are you confident that the elections will be, as they say, free and fair?
Well, it's a huge matter of regret that the deputy leader of Zanu-PF would make such an incendiary, genocidal, unconstitutional statement inciting their members to use violence. What it betrays is that Zanu-PF has run out of ideas. They've lost the contest of ideas are now having to resort to violence. Now, an electoral process that relies on the blood of the citizens, that's soaked in the blood of the citizens, is not the sort of electoral process that the citizens of Zimbabwe accept. Over the years, Zanu-PF's hands have been dripping in blood, whether it's Kukurahundi, the 2008 elections, the 2008 violence and killings by the military, and 2019, a host of incidents where they continuously use violence in the political process. We are saying that it's time to chart a new way of doing politics in Zimbabwe that's permeated by peace, by ideas, by asking the big question: how do we take our great nation forward? How do we harness, our human capital, our skills, our capital base to ensure that Zimbabwe is prosperous again? We've created, or they've created through their poor policies, a huge crisis not only for the nation but for the region, and we're tired of that kind of politics. A nation like Zimbabwe should not be experiencing 49% extreme poverty. This country is not poor, it's poorly managed, and that is the question that we seek to answer as the CCC. And we are a movement of hope, of inspiration, and that's what we're going to continue to ride on. And the citizens have responded overwhelmingly, and we look forward to continue to paint the nation yellow. And if the citizens' response is anything to go by, we're certainly on the right path, and that is what gives us confidence.
There's definitely support there in that regard. It's a new party, but it's got some familiar faces. Nelson Chamisa in charge. Will former MDC Deputy President Thokozani Kupe be part of the rally today in Bulawayo? And if she is, also speak to me just about her involvement in the party.
Thank you very much. Now, the CCC is a brand new movement, as you're aware, and I think you outlined in quite some detail how it came about. Obviously, we're a citizens movement, so the mere qualification that is required is that you're a citizen. That said, the leadership of the party is going to be something that's going to be decided by the citizens. This is not the sort of politics where we're going to impose anything on the citizens that they don't want. As for the leadership of the party, this is yet to be decided upon. I think the president was very clear in the last rally that, some of the leaders that you see, including myself, are serving in a caretaker position, but it's the citizens that are going to decide. So obviously I'm not going to descend into discussing individuals per se, but what I just want to make very clear to all citizens is that they are going to decide who their leaders are. Obviously, in the interim, President Nelson Chamisa carried out a very big, tour last year in all provinces and rural areas and villages and towns and cities. And it's after consulting citizens that he was told by those very citizens that we must create something new. They wanted to move away from the toxic politics of the MDC, and the citizens wanted to choose, leaders that they were confident in. So that's where we are now. And as for the rally today, like I've indicated, all citizens are welcome, but the leadership of the party is something that only the citizens are going to be able to decide.
I know that you're dancing around it, but I'm assuming then
I'm not dancing around.
You're implying that the former MDC deputy president, if she wants to be there, she'll be there on her right as a citizen, correct?
Well, she can attend, but, she's nowhere near the leadership structures. We haven't even approached that question yet. So, I think it's putting the cart before the horse. It's extremely unlikely that the citizens would choose her, but, that's a matter for the citizens. It's not for, elite pacts to decide who leads this movement. It is a citizen movement, and the guiding ethos is that the citizens come first. But we want to win this nation for change. Our goal is to win the nation for change with 6 million votes in the presidential election in 2023, a 2/3 majority in parliament, clean sweeps in local authorities, and we're going to harness every single vote to ensure that we do that. That said, we're not going to impose leaders on the citizens that they do not want. The citizens are going to choose. It's not not a question of what does Fadzayi think or what does President Chamisa think or anyone else. It's only for the citizens to make the decision around who is going to lead them and form part of the leadership structures, and those who actually drive the movement to the destination of change and transformation for Zimbabwe.
I really appreciate your time this morning. That is the national spokesperson of the CCC, Fadzayi Mahere. She's speaking about the party's rally in Bulawayo that will be taking place later today. This is ahead of the 26th March by-elections.